I'm Alex Sko. I'm a super fast typer. I've been typing for about 20 years now. No titles or anything yet, but when I do go to one of these speed typing test sites, one of the free ones, it does say I'm one of the fastest typers that they've had on that site. So first, how do you actually measure your typing speed? The way that that's done is by using WPM, which is words per minute, which is exactly what it sounds like. How many words can you type out in 1 minute? And my highest, I believe, because I haven't done like speed typing tests in a really long time. When I like really was trying to type faster, I did them a lot then, and I want to say that I hit 170, but that might have been a long time. It might be inaccurate. So more accurately, 150, 160, I can hit those numbers if I'm warmed up and like in a good spot to hit those numbers. On average, that's words per minute. On average, I'm probably around like 140, up or down a little bit. And then if you Google what the average typing speed is for people, it's somewhere around like 60 to 80 words per minute. And I'll show you these a little later on, but there are plenty of tools and tests online to figure out what your WPM is. Number one, and this is pretty straightforward, but it saves a lot of time, especially if you're a person that part of your job or hobby or whatever it is involves a computer and using the keyboard on the computer, then you can absolutely save a lot of time just by improving the speed at which you type. It says right here on Google that the average person spends at least 3 hours a day using a keyboard while doing work, writing emails, messaging, using social networks, etc. If you increase your typing speed by, it gives a cool statistic here. If you increase your typing speed by 20%, you can save up to 35 minutes per day. I'm at double the speed, so that's a full 100% increase. So that's more than an hour a day that just by these. So like you can absolutely save yourself a ton of time if you learn to type faster. Now, if you're in a job where like it's a run out the clock situation, up to you. But in my case where I work for myself and my time is my own and all that sort of thing, like it absolutely matters that if I can type faster, I can save time, because that leads right into number two, which is that if you increase the speed at which you type, you can actually make more money per hour because you're getting your work done faster. It's taking you less time to do the work that you need to do, which means you're making the money that you're making in less time, which means you're making more money per hour spent working. Number three, I honestly love this one. It might be my favorite out of all the benefits I could possibly think of from typing faster. I can stay in my thoughts and be thinking something out and be moving forward through my thought process without much delay or hindrance from having to look at a keyboard and figure out where to type. And I think also leads to improved creativity. I think that I'm able to, because I'm able to type faster and just translate thought to whatever I'm doing on the computer pretty rapidly, it allows me to be more free and more creative. Number four, since I don't have to look at my keyboard while I'm typing, I can actually look up at anything that I want to while I'm typing. And one thing that also really helps improve and enhance creativity and just helps me enjoy working at my computer a bit more is being able to look out at a nice view. So like you'll see that this spot that I'm at right here has this nice view of this lake, and I can literally just sit right here at this table, look out at this view. If you're someone that likes to watch TV or something like that, or like sports games, you could be watching that just while you're sitting there typing. But if you're a person that has to look down and it's just like you miss out on that. The fifth benefit, number five here, low key, it's a little bit of a flex. Just like a little bit. What I mean by that is just like every once in a while someone's just like impressed with how fast you can type. But hopefully you've caught my tone through most of this video that like is typing. So like not really, but a little bit maybe, but not really. Learn to type, guaranteed. Find a game that will help you learn how to type faster. And I'm gonna be completely honest right here, not out of laziness, but I did not go do research, and I don't have a game off the top of my head to tell you. Like, that's research for you to go do. But I can say that I would recommend you this game if it were still around, because this is the game that taught me how to type super fast. This Slam Dunk Typing for Kids, I think it came out in like 1997 or something like that. But anyways, this game helped me a lot to learn. I kind of did everything for me to learn how to actually type faster. If we read the bullet points on this game, proven step-by-step approach, focus on accuracy, rhythm, and speed, adrenaline pumping arcade style games. You kidding me? That's why I got so hooked on this thing. The whole idea is that you get this guy to dunk the ball. And so the way you do that is it's right here, the JR. That's the letters that it's going to tell you to type out. And so you have to type those in order for the guy to actually make the dunk. And then those numbers change each time. So if we watch it right here. And then it gave him a score, which was a 6 that time, based off of how fast and how accurate you typed out the letters. So that time did it a little faster, dunk was a little cooler, got a higher score, which was an 8. Number 2, this is actually the first thing that I was taught in Slam Dunk Typing, is your home position. Like the place you should always be resting your fingers, and from that position is where you reach out and hit all the other keys that you need to. And it's marked typically on all keyboards. It's actually marked with a little ridge on top of the F and the J. And that's to help you feel out on your keyboard where that home position is, so that you can do that without ever having to look down. Number 3, I've talked about this one. I've mentioned it a bunch of times already. But when you're trying to learn how to type and improve your speed, never look down. Ever, ever, ever. Just make mistake after mistake after mistake, and backspace and mistake and backspace, and until you just are finally able to actually start doing it without looking down at your keyboard. Number 4, practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice brings improvement. Practice, practice, practice. That's what you're gonna have to do in order to learn how to type faster. And that can be really anything. That can be the games like we talked about. You can use the word typing test, which is, I'm gonna show you some of those right here in number 5. But then also one thing I did, and it's a little bit weird, but I got to a point where once I really had it memorized, I'd just like be watching a show or something, and just with my fingers just on my lap or just in the air or whatever, I'd kind of be moving them around. I even remember one time I had someone ask me, like, are you like playing, because I also played the piano a tiny bit and they knew that, but they were like, are you playing the piano right now? I was like, no, I'm actually just typing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird that I do that. But that was a form of practice. And lastly here, number 5, I kind of just mentioned it in number 4, but it's to use the speed typing test to just practice and to keep track of your improvement and how fast you're typing. And there's plenty of free ones online. I'm sure there's ones you can also pay for, but I've actually found that the most simple basic ones are the ones that I like the best. Just the free ones that just like give you some words, time it for a minute, and tell you what your words per minute are. There's other ones with bells and whistles, but those all seem and feel just really extra to me. So I'll show you some of my favorite ones here that I've poked around on a few times. So this is right here is my ultimate favorite one. So it just really straightforward. Gives you the words, you just type them, hit space in between each word, 60-second timer. It'll tell you what your words per minute were at the end. And then also really cool right here, it shows you the most recent scores, which is kind of cool just to sit here and watch what people are getting. But here, so I'll do one of these real fast. All right, so not great. There's a 135. Let's try this test here. This is another one that I like. All right, a little bit better on that one. I did a 133. The last one that I kind of like, it has a little bit more bells and whistles, is this typingtest.com. So if you come right here, you can pick a 1, 3, 5 minute test, and you can choose text, sentences, or words. Also, sentences will challenge you a little bit more on punctuation, maybe a little bit more on capitalization, maybe some numbers, that sort of thing.